Hello students, I'm Himani Sharma, your educator. I warmly welcome you all on our YouTube channel where we in today's video are going to discuss much more about a very important unit which is known as reading comprehension. Now you guys must be acquainted with the unit, you know that in paper 1 we have in total 10 units and roughly 5 questions from each unit are asked. But there's a case here with the data interpretation table or graph that you are provided with. We have 5 questions which will be asked from that unit, and we have 5 questions thoroughly which are going to be asked from the unit of reading comprehension. Now, why am I bringing a video which is based on the tips for UGC NET reading comprehension? Because of the fact that most of the times I have seen students struggling with comprehension. I have seen students who are the ones who neglect this particular unit, thinking ki paper mein they'll be able to solve the questions which are posed to them. But let me give you one another tip here, that now whatever passages that they are posing on to you with 5 questions at the end, all the passages now are coming up with some enhanced vocabulary, with some enhanced sentence structure where you will need your reading to be so much good so that you are able to comprehend, whatever is provided as the question there, whatever is written on the passage there and there. Correct? So we need to be really very aware, and from this unit we have 5 questions, and 5 questions directly, if you get 5 questions out of 5 correct, you will be given 10 marks. So why would you be neglecting your 10 marks? Because you know that from the other units, you can lose marks. Even in maths, you can lose marks. You can lose marks in one or other question of, research aptitude and all. But this is a something जिसमें passage पढ़ना आ गया, comprehend करना आ गया, then you will be really very good to go in scoring 10 out of 10 marks, I must say. Now, what are the tips of solving the reading comprehension? How should you start practicing reading comprehension? One tip, even before beginning, the 6-7 tips that I have for you all here is that you all should start taking paragraphs, passages, reading comprehension practice passages from the previous year questions, right? So we have different papers. Different papers may each and every time comprehension are asked. Of course, 5 questions are there associated with that. You need to be very well acquainted with the pattern and the difficulty of the examination. Now, how will you be doing that? You will be going to NTA's website, download certain papers, try solving them each and every day. Now, moving forward with the comprehensive tips here for you all for the reading comprehension. The very first tip that I would like to give you is, first of all, skim the passage. I'm not saying read the passage, I am saying skim the passage. Skim the passage really quickly, because there only you will get an idea of what the passage at a crux is all about, right? At a bird's point of view as well. Then you will be understanding the main ideas if you just would have skimmed through the main passage. Correct? So पहली बार अगर आप passage पढ़ रहे हैं, उसको thoroughly you will not read or reread it time and again. You will first of all see it. You will skim through it फटाफट से. Quickly you are going to skim through it to see, all right, if there's the name of a philosopher, I have noted that it is there in the very first paragraph. Then you have an idea which is in the second paragraph. So you will have to skim through it thoroughly. Secondly, you will have to focus on the keywords. Now, keywords are the sources of some sort of specific information. Now, if I give you an example here that we are going to talk about English, right? We are going to talk about English literature. So we have different things. Let me give you one more example of rasas. You know, in the ancient traditions, we have Bharat Muni, जिन्होंने नाट्य शास्त्र में 9 rasas का concept दिया था. So if there's a passage which comes along or along that particular line which tries to talk about the 9 rasas, what do they stand for? Those 9 rasas now are going to be your keywords. If the name of a particular cricketer, let's just say Virat Kohli, is there in your paragraph or passage, you're going to know, all right, in this passage, यहाँ पे विराट कोहली का नेम है, then we have Sachin Tendulkar, so on and so forth. Correct? So you need to be really very aware and careful about what is some sort of specific information in the passage. Correct? Sometimes they also provide you with certain keywords which are italicized in some form. Right? Then we have avoid overreading or avoid rereading. You do not need to time and again reread the passage because of the fact, because you are going to lose your focus, you're going to put too much of your work into just reading and not solving or understanding the question. What you're going to do rather is, as in the first step that I told you, you will skim through the passage, then you will come back again there, identifying the keywords. You can come back to the passage to make sense of the line that is there in the question, correct? So do not spend too much time reading. And this practice only will come if you start solving the PYQs which are there in different papers, alag-alag papers ki comprehension. If you start solving, you will only then be able to get a hold of your time management. You will know how much time should you be spending on, let's just say, reading a passage, and how much time you are taking entirely in solving those 5 questions by coming back again to the question, so on and so forth. Correct? Then we have prediction of the answer. Now this is a tricky part here, because what you want to do is, if there's a, let's just say there's a passage provided to you where the author is providing his opinions on rape, let's just say, ठीक है, rape के ऊपर the author is providing something, and but one thing is important to note down here, that you will not be posing your opinions which are provided in the options. You will choose what the author is trying to say, not what you are understanding or what you are opinionated much and more about. Even if the author is saying something negative about a particular topic, the author of the particular passage focuses on or talks about, then the 4 options will be there. You will be keeping in mind about the author's perspective, not your own. Secondly, try to predict the possible answers based on your understanding of the passage. Now, एक दो बार आपने skim कर लिया होगा, then you will be, after skimming, you will have to predict the answers. All right. So, if I'm trying to talk about dowry cases, dowry pratha जो भी है, how to eradicate the same? There must be certain laws जिसके बारे में the author has prescribed in the paragraph or passage, etc. So you need to keep aware of this particular thing, that you are referring to the author's opinions, as well as you are predicting the answers based on the skimming that you have done in the very first time. Correct? Then we have answer the WH questions first, because of the fact that the WH questions are the ones जिनमें हमें we will be getting specific pieces of information. Who is the one who recently broke, Sachin Tendulkar's world record? किसका नाम आएगा? विराट कोहली. So of course you need to know that there is some specific information which is provided there in the passage. You can refer to that. When was the first war of Indian independence fought? So you will again know 1857 का revolt जिसको हम first war of independence कहते हैं, correct? So specific pieces of information would be there. When? 1857. Who? Virat Kohli, as I tried to answer, correct? So these are the questions where WHO, that stands for who here, what, where, when and why. These questions will be having direct answers to the questions. Why is dowry still there in India? So there will be a questions answer in the passage right next in front of your eyes, and you will be you will be the person who will be locating the same things in the passage again, because यहाँ पे specific information is provided. Then there are 2 types of approaches which you guys need to find on your own, that which one suits you best based on 2 tries, right? So you will be downloading the paper from anywhere. 2 approaches कौन से हैं? Number 1 is PQ. PQ stands for passage, then question. That first you will read the passage, skim through the passage, then come to the question. Or the second approach, which I used to do, was question then passage. Why? Because in the questions as well, the keywords are already provided. If they are asking me about World Cup, if they are asking me about certain kind of web series and all, if the passage is all about that, I will know that if after reading the questions, I am coming back to the passage, I know Okay, this is question number 1. This is associated with Virat Kohli. All right, Virat Kohli's name is in the second paragraph. So I'll be referring to the second paragraph only, not the first one. So that will save much and more of my time. You can also try doing the passage then question approach, where you will first of all skim the passage and then move forward with answering the question. क्योंकि keywords आपने passage में पढ़ के second part में ढूंढ लिए होंगे, then you will again be going back to the questions and answering them. Correct? Then we have the last habit, which is an important one, along with your PYQs. This habit is going to build much and more of your vocabulary skills. Correct? Because in editorials of the newspapers that we have in the soft copy format or in the hard copy format, editorials have such good vocabulary in them that even if you start reading or giving 10 or 11 minutes of your day, 10 to 15 minutes of your day, I'd rather say, to one editorial or even one article in the editorial, you will make a habit of reading, comprehending. So there will be a balance between your mind, which is reading, and comprehending things at the same time. This thing, where you are going to apply this habit, you are going to apply on the PYQs, which will be there on the NTA website. So I hope this unit, that is the most neglected one, I have tried to provide you with much and more strategies, tips and tricks which are related to your reading comprehension unit. I wish to see you again in the new video. Till then, keep on studying. Thank you so much and have a good day. Bye-bye.